Oh man, I was so close to a perfect pick'ems. Another 4-in-1 week. But I promise this week right here, these pick'ems, bro, these pick'ems right here, bro. Those pick'ems last week, they weren't nothing, man. They weren't nothing. These pick'ems right here, nah, but y'all know how we like to do these regional wrap-ups over here on the channel, y'all. Results, pick'ems, and make sure y'all stick around for that Power 5 ranking there at the end. Let's go ahead and get down and do what it do. Now, NAVI have this like really bad habit of making games a lot closer than they really should be, right? I mean, we're even talking about this past week against Team Heretics. They came out super strong over on Pearl, 13-3, looked great. But then when we talk about going to Lotus, and they fall flat in the first half. I mean, 2 rounds, 10-2 at halftime. Yeah, they battled back. They made it a game. Unfortunately, they just gave too much momentum to the side of Team Heretics, and they were able to walk away with map number 2. 13-9. So that did force a map number 3, but as soon as we got to Ascent, though, you can see it wasn't much of a game. NAVI able to win all but a single rifle round and a single pistol round, 13-2. That actually does move NAVI up to 3-1 on the year. And even though Koi did beat actually the previously mentioned NAVI, they actually haven't been able to win a single game since then. They actually haven't even been able to win a map since then. And, you know, it's been pretty tough because FUT Esports here, they've been a team that's really been on a mission thus far in the season, only losing to Team Liquid. And this broke down the way that you would kind of expect it to, right? I mean, we're talking about going out to Icebox 6-13, 9-13 whenever they did get to Ascent, so they made things just a little bit closer. You can even see here as far as on Ascent, Koi kind of fumbled the bag. I mean, they were sitting up with the lead early. They just couldn't get any momentum going in that second half. And it's just very, very strange to see how things play off there. Also, in case you guys were wondering why the stats aren't showing here, as far as in that first map for Icebox, there was a like a lobby disconnect. They would need to reset things up. So that's why all the stats aren't showing right as far as for that. Now, I know as far as last week, I told y'all that, you know, Finatic were doing Finatic things, and well, this week is much of the same story. A sweep against Team Liquid. That's really a tall tale there when you think about it, right? And I think really everything is told within the actual statistics here itself. All greens, all plus positive KDs, no positive KDs over on the side of Team Liquid. It started off on Lotus 13-16. Liquid only won a single round in that first half. Yeah, they had win 5 of the first 6, but Finatic already had a big enough lead. They would walk away with Lotus. And then over on Haven, Team Liquid put a little bit bigger of a fight in that first half. However, Finatic would not allow them to win a single round in the second half. So even though it was tied up 6-6, 13-6 would be that final score. So Finatic only allowed 12 rounds in 2 maps. They proved why. They do sit at the top of the region. Spoiler alert, by the way. My bad. And remember, when we're talking about only 12 rounds here for Team Liquid against Team Finatic, like, this isn't BBL Esports or anything like that, right? Like, we probably would have expected Finatic to be able to wipe over them like this. Like, no offense to them, but just BBL haven't looked that good. But I do think that this really shows the dominance of Finatic in the EMEA region. Speaking of BBL Esports, they are still looking for their first series win of the season thus far. And unfortunately, they just weren't able to get much of anything going on here. I mean, actually, Giants able to follow up 2 back-to-back dubs as far as for their series in the middle of the season here. They were able to come up with another one as well, actually starting off on Icebox, winning that map 13-10 here, and then going into Split where BBL Esports, it wasn't pretty. It was 13-3. Let's just call it what it is, right? So, you know, unfortunately, BBL Esports, their schedule, it doesn't get too much better. We're seeing teams in other regions starting to make some like changes to their rosters and things like that. So I am kind of curious to see if we're going to see BBL Esports consider anything like that. But as for now, there hasn't been anything announced. But as far as for the last game of the week, that was Team Vitality versus Karmine Corp. And, you know, let's go ahead and just talk about it real quick. The game happened. That's about all we can really talk about here. 13-2 on Ascent, 2 single rifle rounds on the side of Karmine Corp. They were able to put up a little bit more of a fight in that second game. However, they went into the half down 11-1. They just weren't able to get much of anything going here. Karmine Corp, they're in some trouble here. I'm going to be interested to see as far as if they can kind of make any changes as well, kind of similarly to like we were just talking about for BBL Esports. But man, it's just right now, they just have not really been able to put together much that really has anything worthy of writing home about, unfortunately. But that does leave me at 4-1 on my pick'ems for the week in the EMEA region. Not perfect. You know, unfortunately, I did almost switch my Giants pick for that Giants BBL Esports game. I kind of wish I would have. That would have had me perfect. Definitely a big feels bad, bro. But before we get into this week's picks, I'm kind of curious. How's your sleep, fam? You ever catch yourself like struggling with headaches or eye strain after long hours of the grind? GamerAdvantage is a leader in impactful eyewear technology that has been proven to help you sleep better, focus more, all without distorting color or comfort, relieving headaches and eye strain, all while fitting comfortably under a headset. Stay in the game longer with GamerAdvantage. Link is always going to be down in that description below. Go to check out. Don't forget that code YoBoyCue. Saves you that additional 10%. All right, but let's go ahead and get down to it here. Let's go ahead and get into these pick'ems here because, you know, I am still looking for that first perfect week here. And I have a feeling that this is going to be the week that I'm going to be able to do it, because this week is pretty cut and dry in my opinion. So we essentially have the top 5 teams in the league in some capacity playing against the bottom 5 teams in the league in some capacity. I do think we end up seeing one upset as far as for the week. I think our first 4 matchups kind of go the way that you were expecting them to, but for the final game of the week, it's going to be the last time that I pick this team to go for an upset. Otherwise, I'm done wasting my time on them. But I'm going to take BBL Esports over Team Vitality. So we've got Team Liquid, Finatic, FUT Esports, NAVI, and BBL. Let me know who you're taking though, YouTube, down in those comments below. And if you made it thus far in the video, man, do your boy a favor after leaving those comments below and make sure you show some love to that like button that's right below me here. All right, y'all been absolutely crushing it. We are actually closing in on that first 200 subs here on the channel. But you know what, man, let's go ahead and get to everyone's favorite part, and let's go ahead and get into that Power 5 ranking. All right, now in at that number 5 spot is going to be Team Liquid. This team, it's kind of hard to call, right? They beat the team who beat Team Vitality, but they lost to Team Vitality themselves for the same reasons that I had NAVI down at that number 5 spot last week. We're going to have to move Team Liquid down to that number 5 spot this week. We've seen other teams give Finatic better runs in their matchups against them, and I'm just not seeing like enough consistency to have Team Liquid here any higher up on this list. Now, in at that number 4 spot is going to be the team that I just mentioned, and that is going to be NAVI. Undefeated since dropping their very first matchup of the season to Koi, who hasn't beaten anyone else. And while, yeah, the NAVI wins haven't exactly been pretty, right? But they are still wins, and that's what matters the most. Stock does seem to be on the rise for NAVI, but they literally play the rest of the top 5 after this week. So after this week is where we really get to kind of see what NAVI is all about. Now, in at that number 3 spot, it's going to be Team Vitality, the lowest round differential of the 5 teams in the power rankings, but their losses to FUT Esports, they weren't exactly pretty. But since they are 50% in their games against top teams, their one loss comes to the team in that number 2 spot. Number 3 in EMEA is where Team Vitality will sit for now. Speaking of the team that did beat Team Vitality, FUT Esports looks pretty solid despite their solo loss to Team Liquid during Super Week. It's really next weekend's matchup against Team Finatic that will tell us exactly what FUT Esports are all about and if FUT are real or not. And of course, speaking of Finatic, they are the only undefeated team here in EMEA. Matter of fact, through their first 4 matchups, they have only dropped a single map. Can they finish the rest of the season as dominant as it started? That's yet to be seen. Of course, games do kick off tomorrow, Wednesday, running through Friday as per the usual. With my casting schedule this week though, especially with Apex Rising taking up a lot of my Thursday and Friday, I'm not going to be able to do any watch parties this week, but I most certainly will be watching to see how this week unfolds in EMEA. If you've enjoyed the vibes thus far in the video, you've made it out this far, you know what? I do put out daily esports content from all over the world, including news, updates, power rankings, interviews, and more. So if that sounds like your flavor, do me a favor and slap that subscribe button, not only so you can be back here for the next video, but we are so close to that first 200 subscribers that I can almost taste it. But so we do catch y'all back here for the next video, man, or for that next watch party. Don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard and love hard, all right, y'all? It's your boy Q, signing out.
If you ain't show something, you just don't wanna be. You wanna be me, but you will never be as fresh as see you in.